Hi guys, just a second. Let's have another quick Russian advanced lesson for the thinking students. We're working on this article, как появился Израиль и почему именно поэтому там постоянные войны. So, how Israel appeared and why exactly there are permanent wars. So, I hope you're enjoying those lessons. Please open your printed materials. If you do not have this article printed, please open the link below this video. Those are authentic Russian materials written in Russian for native Russian speakers. So you need to have basics of the language before you approach those lessons. Now, please find this map, and below the map you have to find this paragraph starting with "Нам важно другое." Нам важно другое. I'm just reminding you that yesterday we had these few sentences. I'm just going to read it briefly and I'm going to translate just to set the train of thought. And then we are going to continue. So, с началом британского мандата турки начали активно покидать Палестину, а османские земли начали активно скупаться сионистами. So, if you want more detailed analysis, just listen to the video from yesterday. But at the beginning of British Mandate, Turks began actively leave Palestine, and Ottoman lands were actively be bought by Zionists. Было множество ситуаций, когда владельцев буквально заставляли продавать свои земли. So, you remember we learned that заставляли means forced, and that's kind of an impersonal sentence. So, there were lots of situations when the owners, when they literally, you remember, буквально, literally, forced the owners to sell their lands. And I told you yesterday that it doesn't mean the owners were forced, grammatically, it's not passive. It means that they, but there is no they here, like they forced the owners. And then our last sentence was the following. Разумеется, те арабы, которые жили рядом и раньше могли работать на этой земле, были недовольны. So, do you remember the meaning of разумеется? It means obviously, or it is clear that. Разумеется. So, разумеется, so it is clear that those Arabs, and then we said that this comma here is unnecessary. So, if you have it printed, then just erase it. It should be те арабы without comma. So, it is clear that those Arabs who lived nearby, и раньше могли работать на этой земле, and prior to that, you remember раньше, prior to that, could work on that land, были недовольны. So what is недовольны? Недовольны means unsatisfied. So that's where we stopped the last time. And then it says, но уже новые евреи, которые возвращались из Европы, приезжали и основывали все новые и новые поселения. Okay, so, новые евреи, like new Jews, yeah? Новые means in quotation marks. Возвращались, приезжали и основывали. Основывали means founded or established. And then все новые и новые. So, все here doesn't mean all. But it means more and more. Like when you have this structure in Russian, все, then adjective, then и, and then the same adjective, it emphasizes the repetition, that it becomes more and more. Therefore, все новое и новое, we would translate that as more and more of new, in this case, поселения. Поселения means settlements. So, все новые и новые поселения means more and more of new settlements. So that is the meaning of it conveys. So, so now look how it all works together. Но уже новые евреи, которые возвращались из Европы, приезжали и основывали все новые и новые поселения. But already new Jews, like уже here relates to уже новое, like not the old one, but already new. but already new, in quotation marks, Jews, которые возвращались из Европы, who возвращались, came back, returned from Europe, приезжали и основывали, so приезжали, arrived, и основывали, and established, все новые и новые поселения, more and more of new settlements. Just приезжали, it means arrived using vehicles. If it were arrived using feet, that would be приходили. So приходили, arrived on foot, приезжали, arrived with vehicles. So again, но уже новые евреи, которые возвращались из Европы, приезжали и основывали все новые и новые поселения. But already new Jews, who returned from Europe, arrived and established more and more of new settlements. В итоге, к 40-м годам 20 века, в подмандатной Палестине появилось большое количество еврейских поселений, ешувов, и группировок по защите этих поселений и охране евреев в целом. So, в итоге is an expression meaning finally. И к 40-м годам 20 века, so when you have certain period of time and then you have к before that, it means towards, or like up to. So please look here, they say к 40-м годам 20 века. That would mean basically it would mean towards 1940s, because literally that's towards the 40s years of the 20th century. But in English we would probably say towards or up to 1940s. Подмандатной Палестине, so подмандатной basically means mandate Palestine. Появилось, we had it means appeared. Большое количество, big amount, yeah? Количество means amount, quantity. Еврейских поселений, so we had this word поселений, поселения, means settlements, and yeshuvov, that's a Hebrew word yeshuv, which means a settlement. И группировок, that's easy to remember, it's like, группировка basically it means group, oftentimes with the connotation of a military group. And the word группировка in many cases would mean kind of a negative connotation. So группировок, and groups, like military groups. По защите. По защите means for protection. So, because sometimes по might act as for. But they could have said для защиты. So it would be the same. So, группировок по защите. So, groups, like military groups, like protecting or for protection этих поселений, those settlements. И охране. So, охрана means protection. Defense, евреев в целом. В целом means in general. So, и охране евреев в целом means and protection of Jews in general. So, they're saying the following. Just a second. Just listen carefully. В итоге, к 40-м годам 20 века, в подмандатной Палестине появилось большое количество еврейских поселений, ешувов, и группировок по защите этих поселений и охране евреев в целом. Finally, towards 1940s, in the Mandate Palestine, appeared big amount of Jewish settlements, yeshuvs, and military groups for protection those settlements and protection of Jews in general. Начали формироваться террористические организации. So that's pretty much all of that Latin roots or English roots, right? So except for начали. So started to form terrorist organizations. In English we would say it of course differently. We would say terrorist organizations started to form. They of course mean like terrorist organizations formed by Jewish settlers. Кстати, от терроризма в первую очередь страдали даже не арабы, а гордые британцы. So, кстати means by the way. От терроризма, from terrorism. В первую очередь means first of all. Good expression. So, by the way, from terrorism, first of all, страдали, suffered. Страдать means to suffer. Даже, even. Не арабы, even not Arabs. But. Гордые, proud. Британцы, British. So, sometimes, so, даже не that's an expression. It means even not someone, but someone else. So, here means but. In other cases, might mean and. So, just see how it all works together. Кстати, от терроризма в первую очередь страдали даже не арабы, а гордые британцы. So, by the way, from terrorism, first of all, suffered even not Arabs, but the proud British. Now, I'm going to read this whole paragraph for you. It's going to be a little test. And you will see that your comprehension is much, much better. And remember that that's real Russian, aimed at Russian speakers. That's non-simplified. So it goes like that. Нам важно другое. С началом британского мандата турки начали активно покидать Палестину, а османские земли начали активно скупаться сионистами. Было множество ситуаций, когда владельцев буквально заставляли продавать свои земли. Разумеется, те арабы, которые жили рядом и раньше могли работать на этой земле, были недовольны. Но уже новые евреи, которые возвращались из Европы, приезжали и основывали все новые и новые поселения. В итоге к 40-м годам 20 века в подмандатной Палестине появилось большое количество еврейских поселений, ешувов, и группировок по защите этих поселений и охране евреев в целом. Начали формироваться террористические организации. Кстати, от терроризма в первую очередь страдали даже не арабы, а гордые британцы. Okay, guys, so, can you see the difference? Well done. You're doing a great job. Let's continue. I'm going to read the next paragraph. You will comprehend whatever you comprehend. And then we're going to create our little magic of comprehension together. После Второй мировой войны и Холокоста в Европе множество уцелевших в концлагерях евреев, десятки тысяч людей, хлынуло в те самые ешувы, в которых уже жили около сотни тысяч евреев, что дало начало уже политическому противостоянию. Британцы объявили эту эмиграцию нелегальной, но поделать с этим ничего не смогли. Ешув расширялся и разрастался. Несмотря на то, что вновь прибывшие евреи жили в бараках и работали почти на целине, появлялись новые города, такие как Тель-Авив, например. So, guys, let's see how it works. После Второй мировой войны и Холокоста в Европе множество уцелевших в концлагерях евреев, десятки тысяч людей, хлынуло в те самые ешувы, в которых уже жили сотни тысяч евреев, что дало начало уже политическому противостоянию. Now, I have to finish soon, actually. I have a lesson with my students, so let's just do it fast, and that's going to be our last sentence for today. После Второй мировой войны. So, Вторая мировая война means the Second World War. So, после means after. So, after the Second World War и Холокоста в Европе, and the Holocaust in Europe, множество means a lot. Уцелевших comes from уцелевшие, and that's one of the options of saying surviving. So, множество уцелевших в концлагерях евреев, we would translate that as a lot of surviving in the concentration camps Jews, like a lot of Jews who survived, basically. So, уцелевших, that's an adjective. Lots of surviving in концлагерях. Концлагеря means concentration camps in plural. Jews. Десятки тысяч людей. So, десятки тысяч means tens of thousands. Yeah? 10 тысяч. Десятки тысяч. When you say tens of thousands, that would be the expression. So, tens of thousands of people. Хлынула means poured. poured, to pour, like water, pouring. В те самые ешувы. Те самые means exactly those. Те самые, like exactly those. So в те самые ешувы, to the very, or в те самые, to the very same. You could translate that. To the very same yeshuvs. В которых means in which, уже already, жили, lived. Около means approximately. Около might mean nearby, but it might also mean approximately or close to. So you can write close to, that would convey the message. Сотни тысяч means hundreds of thousands of Jews. Что here means and that. Что дало начало, and that gave the beginning. Like, and that, basically, and that caused. So дало начало, literally that would be gave the beginning, but for all intents and purposes that would be caused. Что дало начало уже политическому противостоянию. That caused already political. Противостояние means encounter. Encounter. Or it might also mean conflict. Противостояние. So you can encounter / conflict. So now please see how it all works together. После Второй мировой войны и Холокоста в Европе, so after the Second World War and the Holocaust in Europe, множество уцелевших в концлагерях евреев, a lot of surviving in the concentration camps Jews, десятки тысяч людей, tens of thousands of people, хлынуло в те самые ешувы, poured to the very same yeshuvs, like settlements, в которых уже жили, in which already lived, около сотни тысяч евреев, close to 100,000 of Jews. So сотни тысяч, that's сотня тысяч, or it means 100,000. So in this case it doesn't mean plural, it means singular. So in certain cases it might mean also singular. Сотня тысяч. So около сотни тысяч евреев, close to 100,000 of Jews. 100,000 of Jews, что дало начало, and which gave the beginning, or which caused, уже политическому противостоянию, already political encounter, or political conflict. Not exactly that's not exactly the proper English, but you got it, right? So again, после Второй мировой войны и Холокоста в Европе, множество уцелевших в концлагерях евреев, десятки тысяч людей, хлынуло в те самые ешувы, в которых уже жили около сотни тысяч евреев, что дало начало уже политическому противостоянию. After the Second World War and the Holocaust in Europe, a lot of surviving in the concentration camps Jews, tens of thousands of people, poured into the very same yeshuvs, settlements, in which already lived approximately 100,000 of Jews, which gave the beginning, or which caused, already political encounter. Now, I just want to make it clear about сотни тысяч, because I might have confused you. So, you have, if there would be no, this word около, if there were no около here, в которых уже жили сотни тысяч евреев, we would translate that as hundreds of thousands of Jews, because сотни тысяч would be сотни, that would be plural. But около сотни, it comes from сотня тысяч, which is 100,000. That wouldn't be plural, and they could have said около 100,000 евреев. That would also, because 100 is сотня, and сотня, that's the same thing. Hope you got it. If you want to make it more clear and it is still unclear, just comment below and I will dedicate some more time to that. Okay guys, so thank you very much. I'm starting my lesson in a few minutes, and by the way, if you need high quality Russian lessons to improve your Russian, then just contact me using the email below and I'll give you a few tips and also we might think about a series of lessons with you that are going to help you achieve your Russian goals. So thank you so much, and I wish you lots of happiness. Ciao, ciao.